This may very well be your last chance to create generational wealth this bull market cycle. Now, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. At first, the recent market dump had me a bit nervous, and I wasn't alone. The trending narrative on social media platforms for the terms bearish or bear market just peaked. Now, these are local highs we haven't seen since the intermediate term downtrend on Bitcoin and crypto markets at the high of $73,000. Now, as the age-old adage goes, don't try to catch a falling knife, and this really did look like it with very strong wicks to the downside, and buyers could not withhold the sell pressure. Then combine that with the total amount of volume across all exchanges. There was over $1.2 billion of liquidations across the board, and Bitcoin alone was selling off in the hundreds of millions of dollars. So it is very much possible that we could have continued dumping. But with all of this market volatility, we actually ended up seeing a quick rebound. And you can see that the price started rebounding all the way up to $56,000 from its recent low at 49. This has led many investors to believe that we might have reached a crypto market bottom, as now we are potentially trending to new all-time highs. But will that happen? Well, in this video, we'll be covering some exciting news that has me ready to dive into the markets with my pile of cash over the upcoming weeks and months, excited about the future of XRP and Floki. We'll be covering why this chart looks so dang bullish, even though it might not look like it right now, how institutional players continue to keep their cool and the blockchain reveals exactly what they're doing, how those very same institutional players are investing into the future and what that means for XRP and Ripple moving forward, a key report from Ripple on tokenization and the $16 trillion opportunity, why out of all meme coins, which has been one of the strongest trending markets this year, Floki looks like an absolute steal at the current prices, and how recent developments from the team give me confidence that it will hit a new all-time high this year. And finally, a solid game plan to approach your portfolio in all types of environments. So before we begin, head on over to bullrunners.com to take advantage of our all market solution. That means if the market's bearish, it doesn't matter. If it's bullish, doesn't matter. If you come over to bullrunners.com, you'll be able to discover how to earn more crypto in less than 10 minutes with the #1 play to earn XRP game. So if you're feeling blessed and bullish, comment 777, and if you're going to be the richest person in your family tree, smash the subscribe button. Before we dive in, a quick reminder that the opinions in this video are for informational and educational purposes only and do not constitute financial, legal, or investment advice. All investments, including cryptos, carry risks and potential losses. Always do your own research and consult with a licensed financial advisor. We are not licensed financial advisors, and relying on our content for financial decisions is at your own risk. By watching this video, you agree we are not responsible for any losses or damages, and we do not guarantee any specific results or outcomes. Some of the links below may be affiliate links, and we may earn a commission, which actually helps support this channel and helps us to create value-based videos like this. We also hold some positions in the cryptocurrencies that we talk about, but that's only because we do what we believe in. However, this should not be interpreted as a recommendation for you to do the same. With that said, let's get into the video. Hello and welcome back to the channel. So the recent volatility from Japan and the economic uncertainty and whether or not the Fed is going to lower or interest rates now or next month or how much has created for some interesting situations in terms of volatility. And in this case, not only did we have kind of a descending flag, if you will, many would argue this was a megaphone pattern where you actually get more widening as the further you go out. But many have looked at this chart, the level of bidding that has happened here, and then the fact that, you know, on the follow through day, we've had virtually no wick to the downside, that they would say that this is actually a very bullish pattern. And someone pointed something interesting out that also happened in 2020. Now, on this post on Twitter, you can see that there was a quote unquote black swan event. And I would argue that was probably true when it came to crypto markets and the COVID crash. They call it a descending broadening wedge. Again, there's multiple things to call this type of a pattern. So yes, you can call it a megaphone, you can call it this, but the COVID crash created for a situation where we had multi-year buy opportunities, right? The market continued to pump thereafter. Now over here, you can see it's the same type of a situation where we have a quote unquote risk of a recession. The market dumped like crazy, and now we're seeing some support back above the wedge. So many people believe that we're actually going to get the market starting to climb back up to the top of the descending line here. And if we break out, that is extremely bullish. But still, we're going to want to watch the price action closely, and we're going to want to see some strength coming into the top of this descending line here. Now, another post on Twitter just mentioned that although the market did dump quite heavily, Watcher Guru said BlackRock's spot Bitcoin ETF surpasses $1.55 billion in trading volume in the first hour of trading today. So if they did that on the first hour of trading at a major low, that typically means that there's a lot of interest at these levels and that they're buying it up like crazy. And then a guy by the name of Chad, what a Chad, right? Went ahead and actually did some digging into the blockchain on Arkham, which is a really good website to view things, if you will. Here you can see that BlackRock really did eat up the dip and that they're sending tons and tons of that volume to their Coinbase custodial wallets. Now, this is actually evident when you look at the price of Bitcoin, which is this green line, and then this blue line would be the supply available on exchanges. And each and every single one of these ranges here, more and more Bitcoin has left exchanges and went to private wallets, which is typically indicative of a very bullish trajectory and future. Now, institutional confidence seems to be at an all-time high while everyone else seems to be at a low. Here is Ki Young Ju, the guy behind CryptoQuant.com, very intelligent guy who really knows what he's talking about and doing, said, "I'm pretty sure something is happening behind the scenes. Over 404,000 Bitcoin have been moved to permanent holder addresses." Now, these are addresses, right, that hold over a longer period of time, over the past 30 days, and it's clearly accumulation. So again, when Bitcoin gets sent to these wallets are flagged as wallets that hold for a very long time. They're not transacting, they're not moving Bitcoin back and forth, they're not trying to day trade, they are long-term holders. So in these ranges right now, it seems that these are going to be long-term holder addresses. Very positive sign for Bitcoin and all of crypto. So with all of the institutional accumulation, and if we continue to trend up and then into new all-time high territory, Bitcoin can make you a decent amount of money. So would any other major crypto by market cap. The problem is it would require a boatload more money, number one. And two, any trending type products, whether it's in the Solana ecosystem, AI, gaming, RWA, or memes in particular, which have been the most trending market in all of crypto, will potentially earn you more. So we've done our digging, and one of the tokens that we hold with conviction is Floki. And the reason we love Floki so much is it's because it's at a proven market cap. It's been around since 2021. The majority, or if not all, of the circulating supply is out there when you compare it against the total or max supply, which means none of these tokens are sitting there ready to just be dumped on your head by any VCs or earlier investors, right? And then when you head on over to their website and look at their ecosystem, it's actually quite tremendous. They've obviously had a lot of contribution from their community, and they have some serious devs over there. That said, one of the new developments that I'm actually pretty excited about is something called TokenFi. Now, this is really exciting because when you head on over to TokenFi, you'll see that they are the standard tokenization process for the average user. So TokenFi gives users all they need to create a token or tokenize even real world assets in a simple all-in-one platform, and you don't have to write any code. So when you participate in their new platform, TokenFi, not only will you get access to their token, which is the actual token behind that platform, but here is a post from a contributor on the team. Floki and TokenFi holders will be the main beneficiaries of the hottest meme coin launch of this year. So not only by participating in their ecosystem, holding the Floki token, potentially staking, and doing all of these things, you'll get access to another airdrop of a token here. Floki holders will be airdropped Simon's Cat tokens proportionate to their holdings, which means the more you hold, you're going to get more of the Simon Cat tokens. Now, what exactly is Simon Cat? Now, Simon's Cat might not be a big deal to you right now, but when you come on over to this post from CoinDesk, they are explaining that an animated cat brand named Simon Cat is launching a meme coin in partnership with Floki, and a proportion of the supply is earmarked for an airdrop to Floki token holders. But just how big is this brand? Because at first, a lot of us haven't heard about it, neither had I, but then I actually went and did some digging. Simon's Cat is an animated series about a hungry house cat and its adventures. Metrics show that has over 20 million followers across YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, which is tremendous because when you look at a lot of other memes, they don't even have nearly as much engagement or reach or normies that know about them. Yet those market caps climb like crazy. So imagine someone that has, or an account that has the following that Simon's Cat does, and then you're going to be airdropped this while all of these normies and other users are going to want access to that token. They're probably going to be fighting over the supply when it launches. And in this article and post, you can see that the animated cat brand Simon's Cat will issue a meme coin using Floki's TokenFi launchpad the first week of August, with the token issuance expected on August 8th. And right here you can see that a portion of the impending meme coins supply will be airdropped to Floki token holders, and a separate portion will further be distributed to users who trade Simon's Cat with the Floki trading bot. So imagine, right, you can get access to this token and it will be airdropped to you for simply holding Floki. The more Floki you hold, the more that you'll be airdropped Simon's Cat tokens. And then if you go and get the token and stake it, you will have access to that main pre-sale. So if you want to get access to Floki, you can do that by going over to Kraken, right? They now have been listed on Kraken, so you can do that in the US, or outside of the US, you can go to Bitstamp. They're also listed there. Now, if you're a little bit more savvy on the crypto DeFi stuff, you can also just buy it on DeFi exchanges, whether it's Uniswap with Ethereum, right, or PancakeSwap with Binance Smart Chain. So we know an institutional player like BlackRock is accumulating heavy right now, but Bitcoin is not the only thing they're accumulating. They're also recently noted as accumulating $8.1 million of Ondo over the last 15 hours, and you can verify this on the blockchain. Now, that might not seem like a lot, but I do believe they're starting to position themselves in the world of real-world assets, right? Ondo is a major player in the real-world asset game. Now, the whole goal of real-world assets is to tokenize things. So what does that mean? Tokenization is the process of transforming ownerships and rights of particular assets into a digital form. By tokenization, you can transform indivisible assets into token forms. And it's no secret, right, that BlackRock has a major interest in the future of tokenization, and then even integrating that into their future platform that's going to be a major exchange based out of Texas. Now, this is huge and a vote of confidence in the direction of Ripple, considering even on their own website not too long ago, they're talking about asset tokenization today and tomorrow. And in this article, they talk about how tokenized mortgages, consumer loans, and microloans have all helped make private credit and debt the second fastest growing sector, while property purchases and treasury notes also stand to benefit. Additional tokenization use cases include enhanced capital flows for small and medium-sized enterprises, improved efficiencies in carbon credit trading, which is another major point of interest for companies like BlackRock, and better price discovery compared to traditional assets. And in this recent meeting and report from Ripple alongside Point Zero Forum, they talk about scaling tokenization. Now, being in the same room with Point Zero Forum is a big deal. They are a not for profit initiative of Elvandi and the Swiss State Secretariat for International Finance to promote policy and technology dialogue in financial services. Just how big is this? Well, every year over 1,000 central bankers, regulators, and industry leaders convene around a series of leadership dialogues, public private roundtables, deep dive workshops, and networking opportunities. And in this report on tokenization, they talk about how banks should focus on reimagining their processes rather than attempting to retrofit DLT technology into legacy products, services, and processes. In other words, things need to change completely. You can't just take old systems and then try to retroactively put things in there, right? The puzzle pieces won't fit perfectly, if you will. It's important to recognize that blockchain technology is not just about standardization or tokenizing assets for centralized trading. The true value of blockchain lies in its ability to revolutionize the entire trade flow, from issuance to peer-to-peer trading in liquidity pools, bypassing intermediaries, and creating more decentralized ecosystems, all things that Ripple provides technology for. And so as consumer demand grows, right, companies are going to have to evolve and change things. And arguably, they're going to have to use something like Ripple and the XRP ledger. It is important to bear in mind that retail consumers around the world are increasingly eager to access digital assets. And this, in turn, is prompting the industry to expedite this access. And so Ripple is steadily moving in that direction. Again, from a Q2 report on Ripple, Ripple USD will be 100% backed by US dollar deposits because they're going to launch their stablecoin later this year, short-term US government treasuries, and other cash equivalents. This reserve asset will be audited by a third-party accounting firm. So there's a serious level of transparency there, and Ripple will publish monthly attestations. Now, this is massive because this is projected to be a $16 trillion market over the next 5 years, and it represents a massive opportunity. Now, if Ripple and Brad Garlinghouse are sitting in the right rooms, right, they're doing the right things, they're building the right technologies, ultimately they're going to be the #1 company in mind to integrate their blockchain technology with the future of tokenization and assets. And BlackRock is confirming that future. So what's the likely outcome for all of crypto, XRP, this chart? The reality is if we pump up into this range at like $67,000 to $69,000 and see strength there, then chances are we are going to new all-time highs. So it really remains to be seen what happens here in terms of support. Right now, we have no wick to the downside and things are looking good. But before I give you my personal buy zones and targets, and projections, be sure to head on over to bullrunners.com to learn how to play the #1 play to earn XRP game and earn crypto. And you can do it in 3 very simple steps. So you just have to enter your information. Okay, once you do that, you're going to come to this page and you're going to see how to set up an XRP wallet, how to get your game pieces to put your XRP to work, and then how you can play the game and earn crypto. And it literally takes tops like 10 minutes a day. So it's pretty exciting stuff. It's a great way for you to stay involved in a bearish or a bullish environment. Doesn't even matter, right? This is an all market solution. So let's get back into it. So like I said, if Bitcoin comes back to the top of that range, it's likely we'll already see most of the crypto markets recover and potentially start moving towards new local highs. A new local high for XRP would be above 63 to 65 cents minimum. The good news is we did see a very long wick here, and this would be the 3rd time we've seen a very long wick to the downside from about 43 cents to 38 cents. In terms of major range supports, 37 to 38 cents seems to be it. So even if markets continue to decline a little bit based on uncertainty or whatever that looks like, I would expect it to go to around 38 cents. But in the price zones of like 50 cents down to 38 cents, ultimately that really won't matter if the world and the future look like, asset tokenization. Ripple becomes a major partner to banks and institutions around the world for their tokenization. It becomes adopted widely. It reach a settlement very soon. So ultimately, all of these are very bullish factors. And then we've showed you the charts, we've showed you the on-chain analysis. Ultimately, I don't see it dumping to anywhere at 30 cents, at least in the near term. Now, that environment could change. I don't want to talk uncertainties, right? Crazier things have happened before. I didn't think we dumped so hard and fast a few days ago, but we did. And so there's always things that you can't prepare for or see, but you can do your best. And so ultimately, I think it's kind of silly to think about whether or not I'm getting XRP at 30 cents or 50 cents, right? What really matters is what I see it doing in the future. And I do believe it's going to hit that previous all-time high at $3.31 and then likely go beyond it this market cycle. So if the bull market continues to resume through end of August into September, October, and October is usually when things really kick off and start to get hot in a bull market, then we're good to go. So again, what you want to look for in terms of Bitcoin is for not only the support to hold right here, or even if we do break down a little bit right below these lows again and start to come right back here. If we break back up after hitting those lows above that $52,000 to $53,000 level, and then come back into this line right here, right, and start breaking out here on some volume, then chances are we are in for some new major all-time highs. So that'll be a really exciting time. But either way, I will be accumulating in these ranges on both Bitcoin, XRP, and then lastly, Floki. So looking at the chart on Floki, we have an insane, I mean, this is probably the cleanest looking chart pattern I've seen in a while. It definitely looks like gold. And so if we break out above here, we are definitely going into new highs and arguably for a 100% move from the bottom of this range right here. I'll go from there for about 0.0003 in terms of price action. So that'd come up into this range up here, right? Now it's here, let's go right up here. At least I would say bare bones minimum into this range right here at 0.003 for a pretty large move, about 900%. Now, that is just my prediction. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I am saying it is potential if we break above this range. So the good news is we are in accumulation zone. This is looking very much like a handle, and it could have been a failed handle as of right now. That doesn't mean that this can't turn into a handle. And the reason that this failed is because the markets have been very weak recently. So it's not like Floki's alone. It just looks a heck of a lot stronger. And when you look at the cup, right, typically you want a handle to be at least 23 to 38% of that entire move. So if I pull a fib from the bottom to the top of this range here, you can see that currently we are at 23%. And it is possible, right, that the thing could go to 38% of the move, which would still be a very valid handle in a very large cup and handle. So again, what difference does it make when you see this type of strength, when you see the community, when you see the development, for it to not break down into this range here and for you not to accumulate between these ranges into the next move up and into a potential all-time high? To me, it's silly to start counting pennies when really the goal or the game plan would be to accumulate at cheaper prices, right? That's the name of the game. Everyone's always so busy selling low when the reality is you should be accumulating. So if you enjoyed the video, smash the subscribe button, leave us a comment below for what you think is going to happen over the upcoming week and months. And ultimately, go to bullrunners.com, right? It's not that hard. This is a great way to put your money to work so you can earn crypto, or your XRP to work, I should say, by playing the #1 play to earn XRP game. So thanks so much for watching the video, and I'll see you on the next one.